Welcome back, everyone. Still looking at physical features of Latin America, and today we're going to take a look at just some of the other major physical features that this region has. So, we're going to look at these, and I added one on now. You're not going to have this one in your notes, but I added it in later on, and that's going to be Angel Falls. So, I wish I would have included it in your notes, but you don't have to worry about adding notes about Angel Falls. So let's start with this one, the Amazon rainforest. So the Amazon rainforest runs pretty much through the bulk area of South America. And a lot of it's found in the country of Brazil, but it does extend into some of the other countries as well. So the Amazon River flows right through the Amazon rainforest. So the Amazon rainforest gets a lot of rainfall, which is why you have dense, thick vegetation, as well as those warm tropical climates since it's near the equator. And so all of that rainfall has to drain somewhere, and it drains into the Amazon River. So the Amazon rainforest, you can see, takes up that good chunk of South America. It is the largest rainforest in the world. Another interesting feature, we've got the Galapagos Islands. The Galapagos Islands are in the Pacific Ocean just west of the country of Ecuador. Ecuador actually possesses the Galapagos Islands. And what's interesting about the Galapagos Islands, since they're their own islands, isolated out in the Pacific Ocean, some of the animals that is found there are what we call endemic. Endemic animals are only found in that one area and nowhere else in the world. To give you another example of this, the kangaroo or the koala, those animals are endemic to Australia. You're not going to find those anywhere else in the world. Well, you have some examples of that in the Galapagos Islands as well, such as probably the most well-known, the Galapagos tortoise. So those are the big tortoises that you see. Some of those tortoises can live well over 100, even up to 150 years. You also have the marine iguana as well that's unique to the Galapagos Islands. So where are the Galapagos Islands on a map? So here's South America. We've got the country of Ecuador. So if you go off the western coast, it's this group of islands in the Pacific Ocean. And it's made up of all of these different islands.
This living laboratory of evolution helped to inspire Charles Darwin and continues to offer a unique opportunity to explore a pristine natural ecosystem. The Galapagos Islands are located 620 miles, or 1,000 kilometers, from the South American mainland, but a world apart from anywhere else on Earth. The archipelago and its surrounding waters, located where 3 ocean currents converge, are famed for the unique animal species found nowhere else on Earth, including marine iguanas, giant tortoises, flightless cormorants, and a diverse variety of finches. The islands have 2 airports, Isla Baltra and Isla San Cristobal, which are serviced by regular flights from mainland cities Quito and Guayaquil. As water temperatures change and seasons shift, different types of wildlife become more or less plentiful, so it's worth keeping a must-see species list in mind when planning your itinerary.
All right, so very tropical islands, very unique wildlife there in the Galapagos. All right, turning to a desert in South America, located just west of the Andes Mountains, and there's another mountain range to the west of it, so this desert sits between mountain ranges. And because it's between these 2 big mountain ranges, it really limits the amount of rainfall. In fact, the Atacama Desert is the driest desert in the world. There are some parts of the Atacama Desert that have never received rainfall in our recorded history. So located here in the northern part of the country of Chile, we've got the Atacama Desert, the driest desert in the world. So what did you not see anything of in the Atacama Desert? Plant life. That plant life needs some water in order to survive. Deserts usually can support some plant life because they do get some rainfall. But because of the very minimal rainfall that the Atacama Desert receives, it can't support that plant life. Another area, if we go to the very southern tip of South America, we have this group of islands down here called Tierra del Fuego. And that means land of fire. And it's an archipelago chain. An archipelago is what we call that group of islands. One of the first explorers, Ferdinand Magellan, passed through this area, calling it the Magellan Strait. So the Tierra del Fuego is the very southern tip of South America. The Yucatan Peninsula. Historically, for Latin America, this was one of the first areas of civilization. You had the Mayan civilization, one of the first major civilizations in Latin America, occupying this area. And the Yucatan Peninsula is what separates the Gulf of Mexico from the Caribbean Sea. So if you look at a map, here's the country of Mexico. The Yucatan Peninsula is right in here. You've got the Gulf of Mexico, and then down on this side, you've got the Caribbean Sea. Now I said the Mayans occupied this area. So you will find some areas such as this is Chichen Itza, that has some old Mayan ruins. And this is just one of the most famous pyramids that was from the Mayan civilization at the Yucatan Peninsula. This one's not technically a physical feature because it's man-made, but the Panama Canal is a body of water. It's a waterway, and it is an important part of Latin America. In fact, the United States actually helped to build and create the Panama Canal, which was finished being made in 1914. What's important about it? The Panama Canal runs obviously through the country of Panama. Very thin country connecting Central America to South America. And now, major shipping boats can actually pass through the Panama Canal instead of having to travel an extra 8,000 miles down around the tip of the South American continent. So if it takes less time to ship those goods, it actually saves money to do so. The Panama Canal itself is around 50 miles long, but the middle part of the canal is actually a man-made lake. So they built lock systems to raise the boats up as they go into the land area, and then it's like a big flooded land area or water area, Lake Gatun. So we got the country of Panama right here. You can see country of Panama in reference to where it is in Central America. And if you're traveling from one coast to the other shipping goods, you can see that it saves a lot of time versus going down around the South American continent. So right here you can see this red. Ships from New York City could come into here. They wanted to get to the West Coast with their goods. This part of the canal, you can see the big man-made lake here in the middle, come out the other part of the canal, and this is then the Pacific Ocean. And then our last feature, this one's not in your notes, so you don't have to worry about filling anything out in your notes about Angel Falls, but I wanted to add it in only because it is the tallest waterfall in the world. It's found in the country of Venezuela, and it's 3,212 feet tall. So it's a large, sheer drop. Pause this real quick. One of the major sports that thrill seekers look for at Angel Falls is called base jumping. So what that is, instead of jumping out of an airplane with a parachute, you find something with a really tall ledge to jump off of. Well, Angel Falls has that tall ledge. So these thrill seekers base jump off of Angel Falls. All right, so that's all for today's notes. Make sure you check out Google Classroom for the rest of your assignment. We'll see you next time.